Question is, and this is the debate, that some of the first generations are feeling this other people, other places, claiming to be things that they was and they was never there or never done. So I know that Billy Salsa and Little Dave want to address something because this some old school guys are trying to be like almost like a COVID-19 in the rocking. Listen, if you didn't do something, you wasn't part of it, and you wasn't there, stop hating on the people who are trying to bring things back to life and to a better level. You know, you're hating on me, it's okay, but my proof is all in the pudding, because I have videos, I travel around the world, I got pictures, old school pictures, new school pictures. If you're not teaching, and you don't got no students, I don't even want to hear it. Because that's what made a crew back in the day. You had a crew, and the crew went out there and bragged the name out, and that's how the name got popular. So you can hate on me all you want, but now it's time, you know, that the first generation who know you and says you are a liar want to address something. So you guys want to address it, this is your time.
You know, people talk about history about they came from Bushwick, who they were from Bushwick. Talk about asking people, yo, I came from Bushwick. I won contest. What contest you guys ever won? If you never ran into me in those days. And I'm talking about Bushwick Joe, I'm talking about Chucky. Oh. Who the fuck are you guys? You know, you guys come out to be someone out there trying to say, okay, yeah, guys, you're from Bushwick, but don't come talk about that you guys were there when you guys were not there. Let's be for real, and I'm telling you straight out in your face, you know?
Getting back to talking about those days, you know, I have to say, it's a shame how this is being addressed by these people that are giving the false information.
Thank you.
Okay, look, let's be real. Let's do the math. We have right now, sitting in this room, in this area, we got at least, let me speak hypothetically, let's say 25 people, okay? There's only 3 people that seem to be saying one thing, and 25 other people here that are saying the same story. So do the math. Who do you think is saying the truth? Either the people that are 3 or people that are 25. Because you want to know something? We got history here from 1974. Yes. I don't know where these guys are talking about that there was a club and doing rock dancing in 1968. I was 8 years old. 1968, I was 8 years old. Come on, man. When I started hanging out in these clubs, man, look, man, there was 1974, I was 14. I was 14, brother. I was sneaking into clubs at the age of 13. Mom used to think that I was playing in the park. Yeah, right. Wasn't playing in the park at that late. But you know what? Got to give recognition is due. There's a lot of clubs out here in Bushwick that we have people, all right, from the Bronx, from Queens, from Staten Island, from Manhattan, that used to come over here to hang out with us, okay? Right. La Salsa, which the original DJ, okay, let me hear somebody go and talk shit and come out and say something different. The original first DJ of La Salsa was DJ Lenny, okay? It was no other name, it was DJ Lenny. He was the first DJ in La Salsa, and we had so many different clubs back then. The Salsa changed to a lot of different names. The last name, as far as I remember, was I think the Express or something like that. But it was also called Studio 54.
The original name was the Salsa.
La Salsa. As a matter of fact, hold up, check this out. It used to be a bowling alley, okay? And if you look at the movie, The French Connection, you'll see Popeye Doyle going into the bar downstairs, and you'll see the sign of the bowling alley right up on the side of the movie, okay? Right. But we had clubs out here that people are not giving recognition to, that people from the Bronx are forgetting that they used to come down here and hang out with us, okay? We had the Revival, we had the Garden, we had Orange Peel, we had the Red Light, we had Wooden Nickel, we had the Last Stop. I mean, come on, guys. You're forgetting how many clubs we had out here? Come on, man. Listen, whoever wants to say what they want to say, we started this. We are the original part of the OG. Okay, the original guys that started this. We did the foundation for this all fantastic and beautiful creation of dancers that we have to give recognition to, from rock all the way up to freestyle.
That's right.
Okay? We started it. All right? And the love is here to spread, and the knowledge and education is here to spread. Okay? There's no such thing as hating anybody. You can say whatever you want about us hating anybody, but you know what? Check this out, man. God is awesome. God is awesome, man. God brought us here today for some reason, and it was under His decision, not anybody else's. Okay? He was the one that decided after all these years to put all these generations of these fantastic dancers together today and set the record straight. Okay, so rise up.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Let me tell you something. Listen, stop giving these kids wet dreams and stop asking them for fucking money for teachers how to teach dancing. Teach them for fucking free, man. All right? Like I fucking did. All right? When I had Little Day Rockets, I taught all those kids for fucking free. All right? You know, and I hate that when I hear somebody, listen, man. I'm telling you right now, straight up. I don't talk. I'm more action. I can't talk. But if you want some, come get some. And I'll be right here, baby.
I would like to express my gratitude, my humble gratitude, and recognition to 2 pioneer dancers that taught me. I have 2 teachers. One teacher was Gabriel Sanchez, and he taught me how to dance the hustle. Right? And I know that I didn't receive recognition. There's a lot of people that, till this day, they don't talk about me much, but now I'm beginning to see that there's a lot of people that are speaking for me.
There you go, brother.
And also my salsa dancing, which I also have a reputation that comes from wearing 2-toe wingtip shoes.
That's right.
Okay, just like a lot of other dancers out there, Eddie Torres and all these other cats that I admire. My instructor from back then, I have to give recognition to as far as my salsa, was Latin Ray Bonilla from East New York. Brooklyn, baby.
It's like very, very important and very profound. You know, there's three individuals I want to talk about, and all 3 of them is ironic. All 3 of them are here. You know, and there's, one of the individuals that I really want to talk about that a lot of people, you know, don't really give him the recognition that he deserves is Danny Boy. Everybody danced in the neighborhood, and everybody did their thing. We can't take nothing away from nobody. But when we was talking about rocking, in my, you know, whether first generation, second generation, third generation, Danny Boy's name was held in a high standard. Danny Boy, like, I mean, Little Dave was a hell of a rocker, Ralph does, you know, a Rocky Nelson, but to me, and you know, and to a lot of us here, we know that Danny Boy was one of the baddest dancers that came out of Bushwick. I never told him what I'm gonna tell him today. I used to steal some of his moves as a kid, cause I wanted to be like Danny Boy when I was young.
We all did.
Everybody wanted to be Danny Boy, cause Danny Boy.
Everybody wanted to be Danny Boy.
You know, everybody wanted to be like Danny Boy, and I was one of them. You know, dancing wise. Then I want to go into like Ralph Cassanova. Why it's important to go into Ralph Cassanova? Because when I look at, you know, my past history to where I'm at today, Ralph, you know, tries to keep the youth and the community intact. Like, instead of him throwing us into the street to sell drugs, to get in trouble, you know, to do the negativity, he goes into the dancing. That's therapeutic. That's like, you know, when I was young, we used to have the little clubs that we go to. We, you know, play ping pong, shoot our little pool. You know, we had the little summer stuff. So Ralph, in his own ways, out of his own funds and out of his own connection, he puts things together, right? Then I go into Little Dave. Why Little Dave? For those of you who don't know, man, unfortunately, in 1986, I went away to prison. And I came home in 2013, 27 years later, for a murder that I didn't commit. They don't know my history. They see me come up. You understand? I was a Little Dave rocker. So Little Dave, I remember as a kid, when I was young, Little Dave used to take us to Normandy. And when he would take us, to Norman, and he'd take us to the basement so we used to dance, because, you know, a lot of crews didn't want us, because rock was it's such a high standard that you had to be a hell of a dancer in order for you to become somebody or become down with a crew. Because these dudes were really top-notch motherfuckers. That's being realistic. You know, after Little Dave kind of faded away, whatever the case would be, I became a Junior Dynasty rocker. And I remember I used to hide my shirt because my dad always thought, you know, we from Puerto Rico, Santurce, so they always thought, you know, we was in gangs and problems. You understand? Because, you know, we had colors. My father didn't allow that. So when the Little Dave rocker kind of faded away, that's why it's important to have rock today. I turned to the streets, and I was getting into inappropriate activities, and I landed in prison for a murder that I didn't commit, and cost me 27 years of my life. Had rock still been out, because rock faded away like in 83, 84. Now I graduated, now I'm going into prison now. I'm visiting Rikers now, you know, and not as a visitor, visiting as a second home. So when rock faded away, the crews came out, and it was like problems now, so now we getting in trouble. I got involved with a crew called Death Crew, with my man who just came home, Hound Dog. You dig what I'm saying? So I got in my problems, and you know, but if I look at it, if rock was still here, there's a strong possibility that I probably would never been in there. So you got to look at Ralph as one of the person who's trying to keep this together. Ralph is the glue. Ralph is the glue that keeps rock together. And I you know, I honor you for that. I respect you for that. That's, you know, that's coming from the heart, man. If it was still out, I would probably still been in the streets. You know, so I gotta thank you for everything you do.
Okay, I just want to show a little bit of what the past was, because without no past, there's no future.
Absolutely.
So this is just some of the samples I brought in that I want to show of the people who pay dues and should be respected. For this is right here is a flyer with Crazy Rob and Crazy Mike, where some of his stuff that he had promoted back in the days. Okay? Then you have guys like Disco Eddie Speed, who did certain things. Right? Now, we go moving on, hit some more stuff that Crazy Rob did. He used to do like an Easter, he would do a Halloween competition. He always has something, and if you read the flyer really good, if you could read it, you know, I'll put it on the internet, it'll say hustle and rock contest, or hustle and a rock contest, routines only.
Can I say something for a minute?
Wait.
You heard what he said, right? Rock, never Uprock. Their name was always Rock.
Now, this picture right here is one of the pictures where it's Little Tito, right, on my right, and the left is Little Eddie Stop. He's from Touch of Rock Jr., right? This is at St. Barbara's.
That's right. I remember that.
Okay? This right here, I mean, this is St. Martin's, excuse me. This is St. Martin's. This right here, Papo 774, you lost. You lost to these two guys. Stop saying they were cute. Stop saying that. You lost to two kids who were good dancers.
Great dancers.
You know what I'm saying? These guys can rock. They rock good. They earn their credit. You lost, you lost.
That's right.
Okay? Not to say you didn't win a lot. You did win a lot. You did win a lot. But you never won, and I can say for myself, a rock contest where it's one-on-one. No, you joined more routines and you won. As a routine, you and your partner, whether it's Sammy Lugo or JR. So let's get it straight. Because you're trying to diss me, call me King Burger, or whatever you want to call me, disrespect me. It's okay, I can take the names. But I can also put it out on the dance floor. And I've done it to you already. Because another thing I want to explain, when I asked you to come back in 2000, that I saw you working for Mystic IT on Knickerbocker and Saddam, I offer you to come back because I was doing things for the kids, for the youth. You told me it wasn't worth it. You thought I was on drugs. I was living the 70s, and you told everybody I was on drugs. I used to box, and I was playing baseball. I've always been an athlete. I could prove it. Okay, I've been in the ring. You never been in the ring. Okay, I've been in the ring. I've been with heavy hitters, bro. Pro fighters. You never been with a pro fighter. Okay. So for you to disrespect me as a person because I'm doing something positive, why are you in it now trying to claim a fame when you didn't do nothing? You haven't done nothing for this dance but came back and tried to claim fame. You've been away for 20-something years. You've been away for over 20-something years. There's guys now, new generation, who've been dancing longer than you. So let's keep it real.
And there's guys from the old
You know,
generation
keep it
that
real.
been dancing longer than
I'm the one who went and found Little Dave. I'm the one who told Danny Boy, just come back. I'm the one who went and found this guy and that guy. And they, you know what? They came to my Dollar Jams, which was the first event, really. And matter of fact, before Dollar Jam was St. Barbara's, that I asked the fathers, can I use the place to throw jams? And me and Mr. Luce went out, and we went and we started, pushing the rock. Most of the guys couldn't do what we were doing because they were either having issues in marriage or had kids and stuff like that. But when it was time for them to come, they supported. I asked you to come and support. I didn't ask you to come every day, but you could have came and support. For Manny and Dynasty, why are you disrespecting me as a Dynasty member for what I've done for you? I gave you a plaque that I have a picture here that you came and accepted the plaque at my Dollar Jam, and then you want to tell everybody that I'm not original Dynasty. How dare you? I was in 162. I graduated before you. Remember, you was behind, when I left, you was still in 162. You didn't graduate with me. You're not older than me. Okay, Carlos from Dynasty, rest in peace, is the original founder from Dynasty. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Okay? That's why they call him Carlos Dynasty. Okay?
Yeah.
Everything that you have an issue with anybody in the group, whether it's a family issue, that's personal. Don't bring the dance involved. If you like your brother Eddie said, that you want to dance me or fight me, I welcome you to try any day. I will beat you and the floor anytime. And if you want, we'll go in the ring, because if I hit you in the street, I know you're going to call the cops on me. So we go in the ring, we'll put on the gloves, we'll do 3 rounds, and let's see how many seconds you're going to survive. Don't ever threaten me personally. Don't threaten me. I've never threatened nobody. I've always showed respect and love. So if you're going to threaten me, I'm going to take it personally. Remember, I was a baby rebel. You was never a rebel. Okay, so let's cut it out. Let's cut it out, because the rebels will speak for it themselves. Apache will speak for it. Okay, you have nothing to do with it. When Carlos had issues, whether it was some crew, hound dog, whatever, you wasn't even there to defend Carlos. Carlos had to defend you, and then he had to defend you. When you went to East New York, that you got pistol whipped.
I was there.
Okay, what happened? You, Lip, and the rest of you guys got pistol whipped. So let's talk. You want to talk a real story? Let's talk the real story. Your brother didn't even help you. Okay, for your brother to disrespect me, it's wrong, because he was never part of Dynasty. He was never part of Sounds of Dynasty. Alan was part of Sounds of Dynasty. Jeffrey and Jose was part of Dynasty. Me and Oscar were part of Dynasty. Me and Carlos. Matter of fact, I have a picture, a flyer of me and Carlos DJing at Ralph Paradise, at the Players Paradise on Ralph Avenue, that me and Carlos, we threw a rock contest. So how did you gonna say that I wasn't Sounds of Dynasty and I wasn't Dynasty? How can you say that? I still have my original records and equipment. Okay, I don't need to lie, but you need to stop it. You guys are grown men. Either you're gonna be part of us and be positive, or if you're gonna be negative, stay home. Don't worry about it. Because there's a lot of people here, we're trying to help and teach the youth and teach the world about Bushwick.
Right.
Because we don't get no recognition. Right now they got the Bronx Museum. Why they don't come and ask us what we did? There's a lot of old timers here. I thought hip hop was worldwide. It was a culture. It's not a culture if it's just the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx, but I moved in 1969 to Bushwick, 225 Cornelia Street. Okay, and I've helped many other rockers grow into this game. Like Duz. Duz was another guy who was neutral with other rockers. Okay, but don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect the elders here, because at the end of the day, you may travel, but you're phony, because you know that you've never been on the line. It's like a guy saying he's a boxer, but he's never been in a fight. Okay, yeah, because you hit the bag don't hit back. Okay, Bruce Lee said it. Boards don't hit back. So you want to rock, and you want to be part of a good thing, yo, be humble. Because you say you're a Christian, I don't see the Christian in you. I'm a Christian, and I don't do those things, and I don't disrespect you, but this is something I had to prove, because, like I said, all these pictures, all the flyers here, it shows. Matter of fact, here's another one, 1981.
And another one.
Dynasty versus Touch Your Rock. It happened. Was you there? No, you was not part of the rock contest. You didn't join. You did not enter with us.
Not at all.
Okay, you did not enter with us. Manny, keep it real, Manny. And I know Chuck is going to tell you because Chuck is watching this. And Chuck, you need to stop lying. Because if I tell what you really did, I'm not going to blow you up. But what you really did wasn't part of Nothing With Dance. That's why you were locked up. So don't let me pull your card out. So respect me. Show me some love, man. Show me love. I never did nothing to you. But now that you want to talk on the internet and talk bad about me, and you think that it's not going to get back to me, it's wrong, bro. You need to grow up. You say you're 60 years old, you're acting like 6 years old. You need to grow up, my friend, because there's a lot of countries who look up to us, and you giving them a bad negative things about everybody that's on this panel is wrong, okay? But like I said, the truth does come out. What don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse, and I hope that the people seeing this will see that the original guys that were there said what they had to say. And Chuck, you was not there. You didn't do what you said you was. If it was, you only won one contest, and it was because of Little Dave. And it was the Little Dave Chuck. It wasn't Chuck and Little Dave, it was Little Dave Chuck. So let's get it real. And after that, you never joined a rock contest. I never seen you, and Danny Boy and all of us here never saw you in a rock contest. Was you a spectator? Maybe, but you wasn't a contender. You wasn't in there working yourself, trying to lose a shirt, getting names from another crew. You never did that. We almost lost our lives for this dance. And thank to God that we're here today, that we could talk about the good and bad, and hopefully that we could unite and do better things for the youth. Because if it's going to be like this, I'm out, because I don't need this. I don't want you to be a COVID rocker. Be a positive vibe, bro. Be positive.
Stop lying.
Stop lying and respect everybody. And that's all. That's all we are. Respect.
My name is E. They call me Official Tissue, all right? But I got to give a big shout out to RC, Danny Boy, Mario Machete, Carlos, rest in peace for Dynasty. They've been doing this all years. Ralph used to take me to George Street. I remember when Danny Boy was dancing at the Lodge, which is now called Yogi Bear, right? Mario's been doing his thing for a long time. I remember him and Carlos. They used to call Carlos Rubber Band Man, right? I have so many stories of this dance, right? We started a dance called Company 3. We wasn't really trying, but we learned from them. But I've been in the 162 with Ralph. So whatever he's saying is totally true. You know, Danny Boy, Nelson, right? I can go back so far. Little Dave, I've been at his house in the basement, right? This is, and to see it go worldwide, right? A lot of these people that's coming, they don't know how these guys paved the way. They really paved the way. And I have to salute y'all. Thank y'all for paving the way to show these young kids that this is just, it goes on. Like Ralph said, they have a whole museum in the Bronx. But we don't see no Bushwick cats, no nothing. We had Electrified Sounds, the Van Knights. We had the Disco Stompers. We had Crazy Legs, right? We had so much in Bushwick that really we could battle the Bronx and we will win. We will win. We will win. A lot of people don't know this, right? Because they just think the Bronx started all this. Hell to the no. The Bronx, we give the Bronx credit, but they ain't started like we did it, right? Right? We did it to the fullest, right? And these guys right here, they paved the way. Some of them, we was at them with Cool DJ Hurt and all of them. They know, all right, and they will let you know that. But we not in they museum. Touch of Rock, Dynasty, right? They are legends, and I gotta give them praise.
All right. What I want the viewers to check out is the fact that everyone in here has their story of a time frame stemming out of Bushwick, New York, Brooklyn, right? But what I want the people out there, especially the viewers who have no knowledge of rock, once you see people on the videos posting stuff of what they do, cool, I hear you. But I want you, the viewer, to really do the research on each one of the characters that you watch on YouTube, because that can be any imposter posting something, and give you some small facts. But without you doing the research, you're getting false information out there. All right. Now, to reiterate something that's being said here constantly, is the Rock dominant in Bushwick? I believe it is. But I also believe that the Rock is in all of New York City, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. It's not about this is a Brooklyn thing, a Bronx thing. No, I want you to understand that the heart of rocking, you're gonna see most of the community of dancers in this particular dance, again, in this particular dance, is Brooklyn, New York. Where in Brooklyn? Ideally, Bushwick, because you had the biggest collective of real dancers for that dance. Not to knock off what the Bronx did. I'm sure the Bronx had rockers. I've always preached that rock is something for everybody. It's a dance. I can't claim it. No, none of these brothers can claim it. But what they do claim is the fact that they shared it with not only their community but to everybody. To this date, I'm a rocker. I'm gonna say this straight up. Say from '95 on, when I joined with Ralph Cassanova, a lot of the older generation here weren't as active at that time when I came along. So I'm gonna label myself a new rocker. All right. Now, dancing from '95 to date, I've already have 25 dancing years clocked in my belt. No disrespect to my elders, who in their time they were probably dancing 10 or 15 years. Now, in the dancing aspect, who is the elder? Not by age, but by dancing experience. So I want you, the viewer, to listen to these brothers. Does it sound like venting? I'm sure it is. But they're clearing the air so you, the viewer, and the new rocker get well informed, not misinformed by the other guys that might be telling you something, all right? So I want that to be nailed right there. Much love.
You gotta give respect to the Bronx. They do their thing, but you know, I didn't know there was a like a little controversy with the Bronx and Brooklyn in terms of rocking, but you know, I respect the Bronx. In fact, I'm currently living in the Bronx, but if the Bronx, you know, if the dancers in the Bronx, the rockers in the Bronx, you know, would like to dance with individuals from Brooklyn, I'm sure, like, if you was to call out Danny Boy, Little Dave, Duz, this crazy fucking King Uprock, you know, he loves to dance. That's like his fucking pet peeve. I'm sure if you know, Bronx brothers, man, and again, shout out to y'all, no disrespect to y'all, but I'm sure if you call these individuals out, you're gonna see who these individuals really are. Like, you know, you're gonna have to come out and dance, because they're gonna dance, because they're not criminals, they're dancers. So if you guys would like to dance, you set up a date, you know, send a shout out, get in touch with Ralph Casanova, and he'll line the brothers up, and you know, people go from there. You know, we see, may the best man stand.
All right, I'm going to talk about rocking, what they call uprock today. In the 70s, I saw this guy named Cuz, and he was the first time I ever saw uprocking. From there, I saw groups. They started forming, and the groups started getting bigger in the 70s. 76, 77, 78. By the time I came to Bushwick, rocking was like in 79 was all over the place. I remember Crazy Rob in Linden Park and all these other parks, and when I first heard him, I'm like, wow, this guy sounds like he's from the radio. And for real. Eddie Speed, all those DJs, they used to disco stompers, and yo, when Uprock came, everybody threw down, and it was like a line, like from here all the way down to like 20, 30, 40 people on one side and 40 people on the other side. People were rocking, and people were rocking a lot in those days, you know. And the people that I remember when I was rocking was Buzz, Cuz, Lefty, Does, and those are the people from Touch of Rock. Then I started seeing Carlos. Then I started seeing Danny Boy. Then I saw this guy named Manny. And those are the and what's the girl from Diana? Oh my God,
Liza.
she was a beast.
Liza, Diana, yeah. They used to dance.
She was a beast.
Yeah, but what year was that?
In the 77, 78, when I was going to Knickerbocker a lot, Tony's Pizzeria. Yeah, so let me finish. The experience I had experienced was all these up rockers I was looking at, Danny Boy, Carlos, and all these others from Dynasty. Then I started finding out that there were also, I knew a guy named Alfonso that we grew up together, and he was rocking, and he told me about a group that was up there in St. Martin's Church out there, and like, oh shit, that part of Bushwick? Then I started finding out Uprock in somewhere in 111, they were uprocking up there. So it's funny how in Bushwick, they were uprocking, expanding. It was expanding. I mean, when I talked to Alfonso, it looked like they've been doing it for a while back, and then I didn't even know about that. So there's things I don't know about people from that era because I'm living in this part of Bushwick. Then people from 111, that's another era that, because I'm between 111 and 291, that, you know, we didn't move that much like we move today. So when you meet people that I grew up with, I grew up in an area in Bushwick where it was Knickerbocker and Bushwick Avenue, but then these guys are from further up from Bushwick that they had a crew that I didn't know about. And that was the crews that Alfonso told me about, Little Dave and all that they've been out for years. And I didn't know about that until later on because I got to know Alfonso. And then years later, 1985 was probably 83 was probably the last time I uprocked. Then this guy comes up to me like in somewhere in the 90s and told me, this crazy dude named Ralph Cassanova tells me that he's bringing Uprock back again. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy turned crazy. And I swear to God, I did not believe in him. I think he was crazy, but he proved me wrong. He took Uprock and took it out of Bushwick, and now it's all over the world. So let me tell you something. Thank you for proving me wrong, because I thought you were loco, and he was right. He took Bushwick to the level that I never thought that this dance that was created in Bushwick would be in China, in Korea, in Russia, in Spanish countries. I never thought that would happen. So I want to thank you for creating what it is now today, and thank you for the pioneers like Danny Boy, and that I grew up watching, and thank you for creating what Uprock is today, because I never thought that people be looking at my videos that I did 12, 15 years ago, calling me from Korea, from China, from Russia, and want to get to know me, all because this guy named Rob Casanova. I had nothing to do with it. He filmed me, and now people want to know me because of what he did many years ago.
Graffiti goes hand in hand with rocking, right? Everybody don't know. We got to give a shout out to the fallen soldiers. EF, Old English, right? NIF, right? We got to give a shout out to them because they all came from the school of graffiti is 162, right? And I was fortunate to go to that school. But we got to give a soul, God rest your soul. A lot of them, Lady Pink and all of them came to Bushwick. They used to go to the layups on Halsey Street, right? To write graffiti. So it goes hand in hand. And a lot of people don't notice that rock goes hand in hand with graffiti also. So, I salute all of them, and I give everybody a shout out. The rockers, the graffiti artists, because still trains today, they will pull it out on Christmas time, Old English, right? We got to remember these people because they made Bushwick what it is. Just not the Bronx, right? We had some nasty designers, right? Right? I remember he used to write ism, right? Right? Mario, right? You used to write ism back in the day, right? This went hand in hand. So if you wasn't, a lot of new cats come in Bushwick, they don't know the streets, how hard it was, right? They don't know the streets. It wasn't hard for us because we lived it, we did it. You know, it's a new generation now, and they just think they can come to Bushwick. Oh, I'm down. No, you ain't been down, right? We give y'all props. Y'all do y'all thing, yo. Young brothers, we want y'all to do y'all thing. But don't say y'all was there when y'all never was there. Y'all never went through, right? What this man went through, what this man went through. We understand that. We know it's a different time, a different generation, a different era. You know, and the era that we came up was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I remember
That's the era that started it all.
it started it all. You know?
Said it all.
You can take it from there.